Brantford, we have an update about a proposed new sports and entertainment venue to be built right here in the city. Not only do we have visuals, not only do we have a location, but we also have some economic numbers that sound, I'm going to be biased here, but it sounds pretty fantastic. Now, I'll jump into the visuals in just a bit, but let's dive into some of the nuggets from the meeting that I found very fascinating and actually quite pro build, if you will. Right now, it's estimated that there's about a $4 million economic impact from the Bulldogs being here, and that's anything from the visiting team staying overnight in a hotel, eating after the game, to fans going out and spending money at local businesses. Now, they couldn't get into specific figures about the economic impact about the casino and the revenue increase that they might see on game day, but anecdotally, they did say that they do see an added foot traffic into the building. So it'd be interesting to see if the casino actually releases those numbers on game day, what kind of percentage of a spike they get in business. So here's your first visual for you, and it's kind of a beauty. You have this brand new event center right beside, twinned up against the Civic Center, and that's on purpose. There's actually a proposed corridor to go between the two, and this way they can share resources like Zambonis or the cooling system for both ice pads. This is actually a very smart way to do things, and you might be looking at that saying, okay, but what about the parking situation? While games are going on at the Civic Center, 900 plus spots in the parkade are sitting empty, and it is a bit of a walk away. It's like 2 to 3 minutes tops. So those with mobility issues might not like that option as a parking situation. However, I'm hoping that there's going to be a drop-off loop. That way, whoever they're with can drop them off. They go park the car, go back, meet them up at the arena, etc. Mass transit our bus system will actually pull in, or at least to the side. So there are different options for those with limited mobility. But I think right now, this is the best spot to do it. I thought that they might actually have to tear down Earl Haig Park, which would have caused another whole controversy, but it looks like they can do so without tearing it down. Let's check out what it looks like from the top down. So basically, here's a bird's eye view of it. The existing Civic Center is right there, and you can see it's twinned up with the new arena, and you'll notice that there is a corridor, they're calling it a sheltered walkway connection to the existing building. So imagine having a massive trade show or some sort of event going on where both facilities are being used and you can freely walk back and forth between the two. Not only can they use that for pedestrian traffic, but also transporting resources, materials, etc. during the day. It allows staff to move quickly back and forth without having to brave the elements. This is a smart design. I really like it. So there is a staff parking lot in the back there. There's an existing public parking behind the Civic Center, and there's a loading area there, all public parking at the front. And of course, the parkade would be just up the street at the lights there at Market Street South. Now, another interesting tidbit, this looks like a box right now, but the lead consultant that was at the council meeting on Tuesday, November 28th, said that they promise that it's not going to be another box building. It's actually going to have a lot of character. They're going to animate the hell out of it. That was, not a verbatim quote. But for now, the visual outside representations, you're going to see this rectangular building, but this is not going to be the final product. You can check out more of these visuals on Brantford.ca. This PDF is available for download. I just wanted to kind of run through. There's going to be club seating, suites. This is going to be a 5,000 seat arena for hockey games, but it has the potential to go up to 6,600 seats for other events like basketball and concerts. Pretty exciting stuff. Now, this visual I'm most excited for. Check this out. This is a proposed rendering of what the inside is going to look like in this brand new arena. I'm stoked for this. This is going to look fantastic. Like, just adding some championship banners hanging. I'm pumped for this for sure. There's gonna be club seating, suites. You can see the suites up in the upper level there, and just this I'm excited just looking at this. I'm sorry, and I'm hype. I'm hype about this building. Just look at this visual. I'm pumped. I'm absolutely jacked. I can't stop staring at this. I'm excited to be in the arena game one Go Dogs go. But how does $7.6 million sound? That's the estimated annual economic impact that a brand new location like this would have in the downtown. Now, 1.6 million of that amount would be the spin-off economic benefit that local businesses would see, but $6 million of that would be wages going back into the citizens' pockets. Amazing. So why a new arena? Didn't we just spend millions of dollars on the upgrades to keep the Bulldogs here for the 3 years? Well, we did. The city spent $3 million, and the Bulldogs have an estimated at least $4.2 million into the upgrades and renovations that happened in order to facilitate their stay here for the next 3 years. Now, you might be thinking, well, if they're only going to be here 3 years, why are we planning to build this huge arena just to try and keep them? Contractually, the Bulldogs are only supposed to be here for 3 years, but the writing's kind of on the wall. You see, the Bulldogs' former home, the First Credit Union Center in Hamilton, is also going through some renovations of their own, but they're renovating to become a complete event center, and it doesn't sound like they're interested in housing sports teams as their primary tenant. And the main reason for that is just they can't plan concerts and events around a potential playoff schedule, especially when hockey playoffs start right in the peak of events season, the summertime. So May, June, July, these are all prime months for event centers and arenas to book concerts and special events. And if they don't know what days are going to be open, or if they have to block off certain weeks of the schedule to just in case the team makes the playoffs, they lose out on millions of dollars annually. So it's said that that arena probably isn't going to welcome the team back, which means this is a prime opportunity to keep the Bulldogs here long term. The city just spent $3 million renovating this, and the Bulldogs matched it and then some with an estimated $4.2 million of their own. Now, the renovations are great, but they're not going to keep the team here long term, so this is what sparked the discovery of what it would look like if we had a brand new sport and entertainment venue here in Brantford. And as Big Kev said, it's not just about hockey. The arena will provide an opportunity for local families to experience all kinds of entertainment and events here and keep their money, the citizens' money, right here locally within our local businesses. Imagine not having to go to Hamilton, London, Kitchener, Cambridge in order to go see different concerts or see different events or sporting events, and instead now that money afterwards, the dinner afterwards, or the night out afterwards, or even beforehand, that money's spent here locally. And that's all part of that economic impact number that I gave you earlier. So keeping our local money here local is very important to make sure our local businesses thrive in the coming years. Now, Big Kev and a couple of the councillors did a road trip to St. Catharines to check out the Bulldogs playing the Ice Dogs in St. Catharines' new arena that was built a couple years ago, and the economic impact of that was very evident. There's new life that has been breathed into downtown, so to speak. The property values in and around a 500-meter radius of that arena have 4x. They've increased 4 times what they were previous to that arena being built, and new downtown businesses are opening up. This is something that downtown Brantford absolutely needs. We're almost there, but I think a center like this will do wonders in keeping traffic downtown, and hopefully we see a revitalization of our former Silent Hill. This arena hasn't even been approved, let alone built yet, and already it has a local impact. Across the street, there's a brand new development going in at the Freshco Plaza there at 50 Market Street South. Originally, the new development was going to be inward facing, but when news broke of this brand new sporting and entertainment venue that might be built, they've already altered their plans to make it more outward facing. So if that's not a good indication of how an arena like this can impact local development and businesses, I don't know what is. I'm going to let you armchair economists decide this, but for me, I do see a benefit of having a building, a venue like this right here downtown in Brantford. Now, the next step in this process is public consultation. That means there's probably going to be a couple different open houses near the end of the year and the start of 2024, as well as collecting feedback, support, and concerns on a variety of different platforms, including the Let's Talk Brantford website. One of the things that's most likely going to come up is the estimated $140 million price tag for a venue like this. Some would argue that $140 million would be better spent on other initiatives or needs and responsibilities that the city has. There's other arguments to say that what this building would bring to the city economically overall could help in a trickle-down effect for those needs and responsibilities down the road. So what do you think? Are you excited about a venue like this? Are you pumped to see the Dogs in a brand new house? Let me know in the comments below, but in the meantime, go Dogs go. Woo!